Hello, welcome back to another Alarms 8 podcast. We're here today with Caleb again.
What's up?
Yeah, so thank you very much for being here, Caleb. I'm gonna give a little bit of update of how my workouts are going because this podcast is health centered and wellness, things like that. Uh, like I said last week, I was gonna start working out Saturdays, and it worked out. I was able to go to the gym last Saturday, which is good. I want to keep that streak up, and today's workout, it was upper body, and I did with only one lower body exercise, which is the deadlift, but the rest of them were upper body. So I'm gonna be nice and sore tomorrow. I increased my weight on the dumbbell row from 60 to 65 on each arm, so I guess it's a good step from last week. So, have any workout updates for you, Caleb?
Um, I remember I said last week that I was going through like a phase where I wasn't getting like normally
Yeah,
prior to like a few weeks ago, I have like these phases when I was like boxing where like I just would feel I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like testosterone or something. I don't know. But I feel like drained. Like I wouldn't feel explosive. I wouldn't feel fast. I just didn't feel good. Like I feel like my muscles would get
yeah.
tired quicker. And I wasn't really having that. And I was like, it must be the vitamin D supplements. But then like
The vitamin D.
what
You
was
told
it?
us about vitamin D last week. How it helped you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And,
with
and I
boxing. Yeah,
Yeah, so I attributed it that lack of fatigue and like those normal like bad spells I have. I attribute that to the vitamin D, but then when was it? It was like a few days ago, maybe like last week, later last week. I felt kind of like that. It was minor, but I could tell I was like I'm not feeling too good. Like I'm not feeling super explosive and like clean. Like I can do anything. I wasn't really feeling that. So then I was like, okay, I probably need to take a break from my body real quick. So that's kind of what I've been doing is just chilling out. So yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and dive into our first topic for today, which is gonna be stocks and crypto. It's something I've been interested in for the past year or so. Uh, I've been slowly getting into that. Last year I got into crypto. In the May, April and May of last year, it was crazy because I heard about this really, really funny currency called Dogecoin. It was originally made back in 2013 as a joke, um, and it was becoming more and more popular by the beginning of last year. And I decided to try it out. I'm like, why not invest in Dogecoin and see how it works? It wouldn't hurt to put a little money in, right? So I
Mhm.
was I downloaded Robinhood, which is one of the crypto trading apps. There's a Coinbase. There's some other ones too, which I also have. And so I was playing around with Robinhood, and in April of 2021, I placed some money in there, and I placed it at the right time, but just not enough because right from April to May, Dogecoin experienced an exponential increase already. It was already in the middle of an exponential increase because
Mm.
a few months ago it was worth less than a penny. It was like 0.008 or something like that, and then it was being like becoming worth more and more. And by the time I put my money in, it was worth around like 20 something, 30 something cents, and then it went up to 70 cents, 75 cents in May. So pretty much doubled the money I put in, and uh, yeah, it was crazy. I mean, cryptocurrency. If for those of you who are not really familiar with that, that's a digital form of currency that's becoming more popular. It's pretty much based on some uh, blockchains and codes that are it's being encrypted somewhere in the web. Uh, it's like
Yeah,
sorry, you want to say something?
yeah. I mean, the interesting thing to me about cryptocurrency, and I know little to nothing about it, but like I want to ask you because this is interesting to me. Like, do you think I don't know how I should put this question. So when I see like you mentioned Dogecoin,
Yeah,
it was made as a joke, right? but somehow it's becoming a real viable economic force. I don't know I don't know what like the implications of that is like to society when something can like when economics could just be played around like that. I know that people I guess in Wall Street kind of do that already with like stocks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that some like is that somehow dangerous for to have that much economic power kind of just volatile in the hands of
Um,
normal people? I don't
like
know.
you know, it's yeah, it is crazy that the joke became real. As a matter of fact,
Mhm.
Dogecoin became the fourth greatest cryptocurrency in the whole world by
Mm.
last May. Last May, it was the fourth greatest currency ever. It went from nothing to the fourth greatest. That was insane. It's a big deal. You know, like
Yeah.
it's definitely has lots of influence, and it's dangerous only for certain people. Like for regular people that don't invest lots of money in it, it's not really a big deal. It's like
More like a game,
it's a
more
game.
like gambling,
It's like gambling, but in a sense, it's better than gambling because
the lower
sometimes
risk.
lower risk. Yeah, but it's still. I would consider Dogecoin higher risk compared to other cryptos personally. I'll talk about that later. Why I consider that, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, right now to answer your question, I feel like uh, Dogecoin is dangerous when it like having lots of power. If you own a lot of it, then it's dangerous because you might influence the market in a negative way if you like are able to manipulate the price of it, sort of like
Yeah.
that. Like there's this concept called whales, right? Have you heard of whales? Like the
No.
animal whale. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I know that. Yeah.
but like the whale in crypto. Have you heard of that?
No.
The crypto whale. So the crypto whales are those people like millionaires, billionaires,
Oh.
very rich people that hold a large amount of crypto, and whenever they sell Dogecoin or any other crypto, whenever they sell them off, the price can significantly change because one person like that can have a huge impact on the price and the actual crypto market. So those people definitely have power. Like I don't have power, and regular people don't have power, but those people do. Um,
So, in a sense, it's very similar to how the regular economy works,
yeah, yeah, very
in the
similar.
sense that a small percentage of very powerful people can really shift the
Yeah,
entire structure
and
of. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of powerful people, Dogecoin was actually based on hype by Elon Musk. Elon Musk,
Yeah.
the reason why Dogecoin became big was mostly because of Elon Musk and him advertising it and posting on Twitter about it and things like that. He was saying, "Oh, let's go Doge," and the price just skyrocketed because Elon Musk, pretty much, people depended on him to kind of promote it. They depended on him
Hmm.
to incorporate it into, maybe even SpaceX or things like that. They might start accepting Dogecoin payments, some other stuff. Like they were counting on him to, they were counting on him to kind of somehow incorporate it into daily life, and kind of be the carrier of it, like kind of
Yeah.
the father
Yeah.
of
Hype it
Dogecoin.
up.
Yeah, hype it up, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
and that's why I don't think it's reliable because it's solely based
Yeah.
it's based on hype, and then the hype died down. The hype died down. So right now, Dogecoin is worth less, or like 14 cents. As I checked earlier today, it's worth 14 cents, and um, it's definitely died down ever since last May. It experienced a hype spike, but then as soon as the hype stopped, like uh, even if he tries to rehype it, like it won't be as good. There has to be something drastically new, like something drastically new to rehype it. But his old comments are not really gonna bring it back to where it was before. That's why
Mm.
I feel like personally, I would invest in Bitcoin rather than Dogecoin because Bitcoin
Mm.
is actually a
More.
real
Yeah.
yeah, it's more stable. It's a real crypto, and it's not based on hype. Dogecoin is solely based on hype. So
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, Bitcoin performs more like an actual currency in
yeah,
the way that it has, like you mentioned, stability, and it has, like it's a little bit separate from social phenomenon. Like that, that's kind of the dangerous part that I see with cryptocurrency, at least from a distance, from somebody who knows nothing about it. It seems like the danger that comes with cryptocurrency is kind of linked to its malleability in terms of like social phenomena. So like you said, somebody can hype up Dogecoin, and then
Yeah.
it's like it goes up and it goes down, and it's so dependent on people just speculating about it. But something like Bitcoin, which is still cryptocurrency, but it behaves different in the sense that it has its own foundation that's somewhat independent of how people behave.
Yeah, it's like it has its own foundation, and it's kind of it's been around for a while. It's been around longer than
Yeah.
Dogecoin has. I mean, Dogecoin's also been
Yeah.
around for quite a while, but it's been unknown. It's been pretty much all unknown until last year. Uh,
Yeah, I remember like growing up, like when you watch like the videos about the dark web, they talk about Bitcoin, and that's like what the people on the dark web. So I'm pretty sure I don't know if Bitcoin is the oldest, but it's the one that I used to hear about all the time, like when I was a kid. So it's probably been around as long as the internet has.
it's
Damn
been,
near like,
I mean, it's been around since 2008. So
oh
like still, internet's been around longer than that. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's kind of like that. Around the time of the first iPhone, right? The first iPhone came out 2009 or
mm,
eight, somewhere seven, I believe, seven. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh, so so yeah, like Bitcoin. Another thing about it that differentiates it from Dogecoin is that um, Dogecoin, there's an infinite supply of it. So the way it was created is that
mm,
there's like 10,000 new Dogecoins being created. If it's, I don't know if it's every minute or every hour, but like there's a lot being created. There's several
mm,
billions automatically created every year. So you know the simple rule of market: the larger supply, the less the price is. So like there's a if there's an unlimited amount of Dogecoin being created, like 10,000 every hour or something like that, uh, or every minute, but there's the price is gonna keep going down, like if there's no hype. So, but Bitcoin, there's not unlimited. There's it's not like that. So
You know what I'm
yeah,
starting to think, and I'm not one of those people that like, oh, this is a simulation. You know, the people that think everything is fake and everything is Illuminati and all that. I'm not one of those people, but in a sense, like seeing the way that all these cryptocurrencies work. Like I said, I don't really know too much about it, but the fact you have cryptocurrencies that behave in like different ways and all this, like it seems like an experiment to me, if
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
being honest.
I mean, pretty
It
much.
seems like it's like an economic experiment, like testing out different kinds of ways of handling money or currency or whatever. Like I don't know. It just seems real kind of arbitrary to me, kind of random. What do
Yeah,
you think?
like I feel like it's an experiment in a way that people. It's a very new thing. Like back when the internet was new, people weren't like also experimenting with that. But this is some also a new era of new things. So like we never had something like that before. So I guess we are our generation is the first uh, people who are really getting into crypto and like are gonna purely. I guess the people of the older generation they also use crypto a little bit, but they kind of like pretty much. I can't find the word for it, but sort of like we're like lab rats. We're
Yeah.
like kind of like experiment guinea pigs that are being tested with
Hmm.
its crypto and kind of seeing how it goes from there, and then yeah, we're like the pioneers of crypto, like of using crypto.
Do you
Yeah.
see crypto as having any sort of viable future? I mean, it seems like what the type of thing that will maybe be around in some small facets, but do you think it'll be around in like a major way in the future? Like, do you see it become like the main way people handle like economic or currency issues?
I feel like it will be around a lot, especially since more and more people are going away from cash. Um, since it's like it's being used in many other transactions that are like online, and especially it's a big deal because you know how there's you have to convert from dollar to euro if you're making a transaction between Europe and America, right? But
Hmm.
crypto, it's all the same around the world. So the
Yeah.
benefit is that you can make transactions across the world with the same currency. So it's kind of like the world's currency that unites everyone together. So I think that's one of the reasons it might be still around because it unites everyone. You know, uh, there's no barriers to any currency differences or things like that. Uh, and like given the amount of information that's being stored on the internet, and more things are on the internet, I feel like it's gonna become more popular, and eventually it'd be pretty much just as an everyday as using a credit card.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's interesting. I don't know, because I know nothing about it, so I wouldn't even know like the implications of like how that would change society. It makes a lot of sense to me because, like you said, everything, like people are more and more, the support for being able to pay on your phone and stuff like that is getting increased. Like it seems like especially if you're a startup business and you don't allow like payments through your phone or like PayPal or something or Apple Pay or whatever, that's kind of like a detriment to your business. So in that sense, there's definitely going to be, it's unavoidable that there's going to be an increase in like internet access with like economic transactions. But in fact, that's already a lot of the stuff. Like I think most of us like buy off Amazon, or you know what I'm saying, or
yeah, yeah,
shop or whatever. So yeah, I mean that's already a thing. We already, economic transactions is already like a lot of the, um takes up a lot of the economic space. But I'm not sure if cryptocurrencies are going to be. It makes sense though, like you said, it's like a universal currency. So in that
yeah.
sense, I could see that.
Like, and it's also, I mean, relatively, in my opinion, it's relatively safe as far as I know, because it's stored like in a sort of database, kind of like a cloud storage. I'm not entirely sure
Yeah,
about that. But I'm gonna have to look into that more. But it's stored in
yeah,
like blockchains, and like it collects information. The blockchains,
hmm
they collect the crypto information, and they kind of record the transactions, and it's more anonymous in that way, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, have you heard of blockchains before?
I have.
Yeah,
I know it's a thing that's like with NFTs and cryptocurrency.
yeah.
It's like a complex way. In fact, I watched the, oh, what's the name of that? Like, you have you ever seen the videos of the like? So, for example, there's one that's like gravity, not perfect, but gravity expert explains gravity on 5 different levels, and like they'll explain it to like a little kid, they'll
Oh,
explain it to like a
I
teenager,
think
then they'll explain.
I saw one of those in my recommended, but
Yeah,
I don't
you've
think I've like
seen.
truly watched that particular video or anything
So
like that.
I'm pretty sure I seen, it was a video of like this Indian man. He's like at the forefront of this technology. I forgot. It was something related to encryption. It was like some type of encryption, but I think it has to do with blockchains. And like he was explaining how the encryption
Yeah,
is,
that's what it is pretty much.
um yeah, the encryption is hyper advanced to where it would be almost impossible to hack.
Yeah, it's like crypto is safe because I feel like the information is encrypted well enough so that regular people, they don't know, they can't get the details of the transactions. Uh, it's like stored on the up there in the cloud, up in the net.
Hmm
Like it's not like it's stored on someone's computer or anything. Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean,
Um.
uh,
Yeah.
so basically, I wanted to kind of move on to stocks, right? Because stocks is similar to crypto. Um,
Yeah.
Stocks I know less about, but I know that they are actually more. I feel like they're even more reliable than crypto, to be honest,
hmm
because some of them have proven to go up over the years. Some of them, they have a trend that you can rely on. So if you invest a certain amount each week, then you can be almost guaranteed. I can't guarantee you, but in my opinion, you can be very very sure that you'll at least gain something.
Yeah.
So, but I can't
hmm
guarantee you personally that you will. But I feel like there is a really good chance you might gain it. Um, so
Yeah, I was gonna say,
yeah,
yeah. I know with stocks, at the very least, there's like, I might be inaccurate here, but like 100 years or so at least, probably way more. Like I don't know how long stocks have been around, but at least since like the
yeah.
early 1900s,
Before the Great
there's
Depression, definitely, yeah,
exactly there's
yeah,
so much history on on how they work and like their changes and blah blah blah. Like that's why cryptocurrency to me is like a little bit weird right
Yeah.
now because like you said, it's the early stages with the lab rats, right?
Yeah.
So of course, it's kind of weird. But like stocks, like you said, it kind of has like this guarantee in a
Yeah,
sense
it's kind of like
because
more already proven, tested by time, right? Like they're kind of like
Mhm.
saying it's been around for a while, so people know that it's they know what it is, they know how it works, they know people made profit off of it, so they probably know, hey, maybe I can also make profit off of it and just go towards it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, like, what do you think about stocks? Like, what are you doing with them?
Well, I only recently started investing in stocks. Like crypto, I started last year, but stocks I started only like a month ago or so. I started investing
Mhm.
in some of the stocks, and I picked the ones that I saw a trend that goes up.
Mhm.
That I picked the ones that over the 5 years, there are dips, of course, but overall, it's I'm guaranteed to have some profit if nothing bad happens. Of course, like I never know, something
Mhm.
bad might happen to the company and I might lose everything. But uh,
Mhm.
judging by how it's been doing over the past few years, it all depends on the success of the company. So, for example, let's say company makes cell phones and I invest in that company. So basically, if I know that their past products have been reliable, that means and their next product is also likely going to be reliable too. So since I know that their past ones have been good, if so I invest some money and it's going to be worth more whenever they release their new products because the company is going to gain more and more prestige, if you will. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um.
that's how I think that's one of the reasons why those stocks gain more value is because they become more and more trusted. Like people trust them more, and people give more prestige to that company. Like,
Yeah. Stocks was always something I said I was gonna like. I think I was always gonna look into, but I think the way I thought of it was that like when I started getting some level of success, I would hopefully get the amount of success to where I could delegate some sort of person that would like help me learn about stocks. So maybe like I guess kind of like in a sense like a tutor or a
yeah,
financial advisor
yeah,
really is
yeah,
really what they call a financial advisor. Not a tutor. That's the actual word, financial advisor. So like somebody like that that would help guide me on how to even handle that stuff. Because yeah, I could just hop in there and just start investing, which I guess that'd be fun. But I mean, when I actually start getting money that I can like manipulate and stuff like that, I'll probably get somebody to help guide me through that field.
yeah, yeah. So there's also NFTs, which is the third thing. I don't know anything about NFTs, but we're
Yeah,
gonna wait for Jonathan and those other people to come to this podcast to talk
you know
about them.
those NFT scammers. No,
Yeah,
I'm messing around. Yeah, they're not scammers. Hopefully not.
yeah. I hope not.
You never know.
But anyway, I think that's enough stock and crypto talk for today. We can pick up
Yeah.
this. We can definitely come back to this topic in future podcasts, right? We can
Hmm.
definitely come back to, and talk more about stocks and crypto. But I guess we move on to the Will Smith situation. That's what I really wanted to talk about with you. So yeah, I know you know a lot, but I don't know much. I want to see your opinion on this. So
Well, so I'll give a timeline. I forgot what day that was. It was a couple of days ago.
yeah,
And my Oscars is obviously at night. I was finishing up some homework. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was Sunday because that's when I have all my homework. I was finishing up some homework and it was like 11:40 some 50 some whatever. And I got we have like that group chat and they were posting stuff in the group chat about Will Smith smacking Chris Rock and like I saw like the thumbnail of it, but I didn't click on anything because I was like doing stuff. And I thought it was fake. You know, the Oscars they be pulling pranks and all that. So I was like, okay. And then after I got done doing what I was doing, I went and watched the video of Will Smith going up on stage smacking Chris Rock. And hold on, let me give you more framing because if you're somebody like me, you grew up off of Chris Rock and Will Smith. Like it's so Will Smith is one of the most legendary actors ever. Like a lot of my childhood is his movies, and Chris Rock is hilarious. And a lot of my like everybody hates Chris. I grew up watching that show, so it's like okay, and he's in a lot of movies too. But so it's like when I first saw it, I was like, "There's no way this is real." I refused. and I was in the group chat talking to them. I was like, I refuse to believe it's real, blah blah blah. But I was having an existential crisis because everybody in the comment section was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe Will Smith done this." Everybody was basically affirming that this is real, and I like it was like a Matrix moment. You ever like been in a situation where like everybody says something and you're like, "There's no way that's correct." You ever
Yeah,
had that
like
before?
kind of like, yeah, yeah. When first kind of I had a similar moment when Ukraine or when Russia declared war on Ukraine. I was like,
Mm,
there's no way this is real. Like what?
hmm.
Like, did that really happen? And I was just
Yeah,
yeah.
so like I was like it took me like I was going through like maybe like a couple hours of like looking through comments and like I was the only person thinking it was fake. I'm like I gotta be losing my mind. So like I uploaded like a YouTube video of like a combat slap analysis and I broke down like Will
Yeah,
Smith's slap
I saw you
technique.
post that on TikTok.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And and then like halfway through the video, like while I was recording, I was like, well, he actually smacked him. I was like, okay, so I know that he actually smacked him. But so basically I'll just shorten it up and say overnight and then into like the next morning, I was pretty much convinced that it was real. And man, it's insane, right? And the last thing I'll talk about with that is the social stuff that comes behind it, like specifically people defending Will Smith and saying he was in the right. And I won't be able to, to use the language that I've used on my other platforms, but I'll just simplify it in saying anybody that says Will Smith is right for smacking Chris Rock, you're a goofball. And I'll just
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
it at that.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that. I mean, I see that as definitely something unexpected, like you said, and
Hmm.
also like I like Will Smith. He was a cool he is a cool actor, and like basically I you know that movie I Robot into like the robot movie.
Yeah,
I love it so
yeah,
much. Yeah, I love him. I think that's my
yeah.
favorite and the most memorable Will Smith movie saw. So, but yeah, he shouldn't have slapped the Chris Rock because like it's not a right response to even if they say something offensive. Like it's not right to slap someone. It's
And here's the
yeah
thing: have you ever seen people try and commit violence over somebody making fun of a bald man before? Because the origin of this is that Chris Rock made a joke about like a real subtle joke about Jada Pinkett Smith,
yeah
that's Will
yeah
Smith's wife. He made a joke about her bald head and she has alopecia
yeah.
and blah 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 blah. But the funny thing is, I've never seen anybody get up in arms about a bald man being made fun of for having male pattern baldness. Have you?
No.
Have every yeah, it's stuff like this exposes a lot of double standards and a lot of hypocrisy, right? Because, for example, if uh this is going muddy the waters a little bit, but people will say, "Oh, he's defending his wife," and they'll bring up she's a black woman. Black women need to be protected. Blah 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 blah. Which I agree with, but that's a separate issue. The thing is, if if first of all, if Chris Rock was a female, obviously Will Smith wouldn't hit her. But if he did hit her, he wouldn't be getting consoled. He would be the villain. He'd probably be in jail, as he should be. And um, it's so much like gender double
Like
standards
bias,
and
kind of
just
like
so
right.
much involved with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
bias.
yeah.
It's a bunch of bull involved with all of that.
Wait, didn't Will Smith apologize though, right?
Well, it's funny. So he smacked Chris Rock before he got his award, and then he got his award later in the night, and he broke down crying and all that. But he didn't apologize to Chris Rock during his award speech. He apologized to everybody else.
Oh,
So he said, "Oh, I apologize to the Academy. I apologize to
oh.
everybody who blah 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 blah." Blah. And then a day or two later, he apologized to Chris Rock.
Well, yeah. I mean,
So
at least he apologized. Like, I guess. Do you think we should respect him for apologizing? Yeah.
um yeah yeah, of course we should respect him for apologizing, but
Yeah, like it's a pretty good act. Like I respect him that he kind of uh, like, like made up for his mistake. Yeah,
well, I mean, not necessarily. He didn't really make up for his
I
mistake,
don't
but
know.
the weird thing that comes with situations like this is it's always going to be hard to tell how sincere an apology
Yeah,
is when you have
definitely.
the incentive to apologize no matter what,
Yeah, like
right?
something similar happened whenever Travis Scott, the Astroworld concert. He like
Oh, yeah.
posted this video about him like rubbing his forehead, like you know,
Yeah.
people. There's a lot of skepticism on how sincere that apology was. So
You
like
know,
it's definitely hard to tell. Like whenever
and
you're a celebrity, you're expected to apologize. You don't know if it's real or not. So yeah,
yeah, and people are gonna call everything fake anyways. People, the thing about celebrities is it's you if you do something wrong, you're in a lose-lose situation. People, you'll never really, you're always gonna be criticized no matter what.
yeah.
But the just off on a little tangent, the Travis Scott situation is it. Obviously you feel bad for the people involved in that,
Yeah,
and I put some blame on Travis Scott. This is a small tangent. I put some blame on Travis Scott for inciting that because he has said before
yeah.
that for mosh pits and all that. But at the same time, like I don't understand how people can go on the internet and be like Travis Scott didn't mean it. I'm like, what the heck? I mean, like, what? You think he doesn't have emotions, bro? You think he don't feel bad for like being somewhat responsible for the deaths of people? I think that the apology was sincere in the sense that he obviously feels bad for those people who lost their lives. I mean, I don't think he wants that,
I
you know.
think it was kind of a mix of feeling bad and feeling embarrassed, right? Like it was a mix of
Yeah, definitely.
embarrassment and feeling bad. So that's why he was rubbing his head because he like I don't know, get me out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, but
Yeah.
I can't judge though. I can't. I don't know what he truly felt like, but uh, yeah,
Yeah, I was just really attacking the people that will specifically say he does not feel bad at all because those people do exist. They'll say
I mean,
he doesn't
yeah,
feel bad. I'm like,
I'm
what the?
definitely certain that he does feel bad. Like a normal. I mean, I don't know how normal, but to an extent, for sure. To some extent, he feels bad. Uh,
Yeah, and I think it's a similar thing with the Will Smith situation. I don't I don't know how bad he feels with Chris Rock. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that he really cares like that because, like for example, people will say, "Have you seen the clip of the full exchange of Will Smith going up to Chris
no, I
Rock?"
didn't. Yeah.
So Chris Rock makes a joke, everyone laughs, and then there's a few seconds, and then Chris Rock says, "Uh oh," and they pan to Will Smith walking up the stage. I'm pretty sure he's in the front row, so maybe it's like 50 to 100 feet. And the problem I have with what a lot of people say is they say he was moving off impulse. I'm like, how much does impulse control you? When you get up out of your seat, walk up about 50 to 100 feet, you take your time, and then you walk up and smack him. I'm like, that that's not a lot of impulse. Yeah, sure, it's impulse, but you can think about what you're finna do next before you do it, unless you just zoned out. Right.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, but that whole situation is insane to me. It's
it is
insane. And
insane.
like
Yeah, it
I
is.
feel like Will Smith is because I uploaded I uploaded a TikTok of, I made a meme of Will Smith and like I was comparing him to Jamie Lannister and all that. But he goes to like the after party and he's like dancing and stuff. I think Will Smith is kind of losing his mind or already kind of has lost it. So because he goes up, he's laughing at the joke, right? And then after he stops laughing, he goes up and smacks him. And then he goes back to his seat and he's raging. And then he's laughing with Denzel Washington after. And then he's crying during the speech. And then he's partying after. It's like, what the? He's,
What? That's so confusing.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a weird situation.
But yeah, so I appreciate you sharing your insight on that and on how like that situation played out. And I think we're gonna like end our podcast here today, and we'll
Mhm.
pick up on some other topics later. Um, Thank you very much for joining us, Caleb. Uh, and we'll see you next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow our TikTok, follow the Instagram. Yeah. Peace out.
Definitely.
Stay safe and healthy.